don't even know.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Good evening, everyone. I will now call the City Council meeting to order on Monday, June 2nd, 2008, 7 p.m. We will have the call to order and invocation. We will have Pastor Chris Capolo from the First Presbyterian Church, and then the Pledge of Allegiance by the Police Explorers and Councilman McCormick. Would you please stand with me?
Join with me as we pray. Heavenly Father, we begin the City Council meeting. We just stop for a moment and first ask that you grant us understanding as we lead the people of your city. Father, you have given us authority to make many decisions for this city, and we don't take this authority lightly, but reverently and with humility and fear. Therefore, we pray that all of our decisions and actions would be honorable to you. Father, as we look to the values of your kingdom and the city to come, we're reminded that we're here not to seek power, but to give it away, not to be served, but to serve. We pray for our mayor, for the councilmen, councilwomen who lead us, that you would give them encouragement and strength and peace. There's just so much to do, so many decisions. It must be overwhelming. We pray they don't get overwhelmed. You would continue to work in them in serving the city, and we pray, Father, that you would empower all of us with the ability to turn Homestead into a beautiful city to reflect that beautiful city to come. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Can't read. Oh, verse on. Present arms.
Please join me in pledging our nation's flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order arms. Right face. Over Mars.
Thank you. You may be seated. Would everybody please make sure that all cell phones are turned to off? Thank you. Oops. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bell.
Here.
Vice Mayor Burgess.
Present.
Councilwoman Lobos.
Here.
Councilman McCormick.
Here.
Councilman Nelson.
Here.
Councilwoman Sierra.
Here.
Councilwoman Waldman.
Thank you very much. Additions, deletions, and deferrals. We have one item that we are very pleased about tonight. Mr. Manager, why don't you open this item up?
Mayor, council members,
the first thing we need to do is add the item to the agenda, if you don't mind, because it's added as an addition, so it needs to be voted on as an addition, and then if you want to take it up.
Certainly. All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Mayor, council members, if you recall a while back after the conclusion of the JLO study, the city passed a resolution accepting the JLO study. On Friday I had a meeting, I describe it as a very good meeting with the representatives of the air base, and we agree we're going to change the wording from accept to adopt, so this resolution is ready to adopt the JLO study.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manager. We have representatives from the Air Base with us this evening. I see we have Colonel McCulley with us, as well as Mr. Ventura. Would you like to address us, Colonel McCulley? We're always delighted to hear from you.
Mayor, Councilman, council persons, last week we had a very good workshop. We'd like to say once again it was a good exchange of information, and we worked through the different issues of the jailer study, and we're looking at this adoption tonight as a great way to get started on the issues of the JLUS and the ACUs, and also providing the zoning and other requirements necessary to both work on the economic issues and what the base is currently looking for now and in the future. So we're on a great start, and if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions from council? All in favor of the adoption of the joint land use study, say, you want to roll call?
I want to read the resolution.
Go ahead. I'll go ahead and read it. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, adopting completion of the Homestead Air Reserve Base Joint Land Use Study, HARB JLUS, providing for an effective date. I'll entertain a motion for approval. I'll move it. I'll second. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk. We'll go ahead and have roll call.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And for the public's sake, we had a wonderful, wonderful meeting last Tuesday night, and it was a workshop that we had actually requested, the City Council had requested that we have a workshop, and so we had consultants that were brought in by the base as well as the joint land use consultant, and it was just such a positive, wonderful workshop, so I was very, very pleased. I'll discuss the article that came out on Sunday because I feel like it didn't reflect in the neighbor section. I feel like it didn't properly reflect the actual meeting and how successful and how positive it was. So I just want to thank you for coming out. It was just wonderful to get that kind of response from the military and from the studies, and I just look forward to, we've had a wonderful 4.5 years, and I look forward to in perpetuity. So thank you so much. Thank you. Special presentations. Under A, Ms. Homestead Janae De Leon presentation from, and we will have Vice Mayor Burgess.
On the next two presentations, I'll be filling in for Councilwoman Waldman, who is out ill this evening. So tonight I'd like to invite the current Miss Homestead, Janae De Leon, and outstanding teen, Amber Woods, to come forward and let them share what their platforms are, and then they got a little surprise also by one of them, I believe. So I will turn the floor over to the ladies here and let them explain what their platforms are and exactly what they're doing here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good evening. As you just heard, my name is Janae De Leon, and I am the reigning Miss Homestead 2008. Let me just start out with what a privilege it is to be representing such a great and supportive city. My platform is called Hear Our Songs, and it is supporting music in schools. I just found out, actually, from the Miami Herald on April 16th that $4 billion was cut from public schools in the state of Florida, and what's so sad about that is 55% of it is in Miami-Dade County. This goes to show you that the budget cuts are being made and they are affecting our elective classes, which music comes across. I had the privilege of attending our public schools for elementary and middle school, and I was a chorus student. In chorus, we didn't have music that we could read. We had all copies, and they were passed down from year to year, meaning that pages were missing. We couldn't read the music. We had uniforms that were passed down that didn't fit. We had no goals and no objectives. Our teacher was an orchestra teacher, and so she wasn't even supposed to be teaching chorus. What is so important about music is that it improves test scores. It has also been proven that you are more likely to graduate from high school and attend college. You have better social skills. You are less likely to abuse substances. You are less likely to use violence. And all of these other statistics come into play. So I'm here to raise money for our music programs in Homestead, Florida. And how I plan to do this is next year, I plan to hold a concert that will involve all of our schools where the band and orchestra will play for the chorus, and if we have dance, and they will all come together and we will raise money, not to go to the school board, but to go into the individual classes so we can raise money for the things that we need.
Thank you, Janae. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My platform is community awareness for teenagers. I chose my platform because I have noticed that so many teenagers do not know about the issues and about the events going on in Homestead. And as a few of you already know, I am working on an event for teenagers to happen in September. It's called Get Hype. Get Hype will promote the teens walking away from the event. They will walk away from the event, knowing about these issues and how to help. And they will know more about the events and when they're happening. And Get Hype is happening the first weekend of September, and it will be happening at Harris Field, and it is sponsored by the members of the Mayor's Youth Council.
Thank you so much. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. I was asked to sing, so I'll be singing the song that I won Miss Homestead with, and I will be competing for Miss Florida the first week of July. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's so cute. Cool. By the way, Janae, I guess I confess that I know you since you're a tiny little girl.
Yes.
But I didn't change your diapers.
Watching the rain fall in Vienna, pictures of another time, but I still hear Vienna's song, take me back again, 'cause in chased into the dawn, it was the best time of my life. 'Cause in Vienna we wrote poetry. That chase in its dawn, it was the best time of my life. Thank you.
Let me say thank you to those two fine examples of what we have here in Homestead, and good luck to them in the Miss Florida pageant.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor.
And also, one other thing I forgot is, Amber here is helping me realign the Mayor's Youth Council, so you guys will be getting to see a lot of her around here, I hope. So.
Excellent, excellent, good choice. Thank you very much. B, First United Methodist first grade class presentation, Principal Miss Nyman.
She's not here tonight. We've got Miss Desavedo is here in her place, but just a little note of what they've done. This also was attended by Councilwoman Waldman. But the children did a 9-week project based on a children's book called Rocks a Boxin' by Alice McLaren. And what the children did was they built their own city out of boxes, complete with a courthouse, a police department, and a gas station. They wrote their own Bill of Rights and even elected Miss Caitlin Ramirez, if she's here, she can stand up, to be their mayor. last Friday they had a ribbon cutting. So at this time I'd like to invite up Ms. Desavedo to give a little presentation on behalf of the school, and the children can all come up also, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
On behalf of First United Methodist Christian School, the administration, staff, student body, and parents, we would like to thank you for your continued support of our school. Together with you, we are working to encourage our students to become productive citizens and future leaders of our fine city. This year, our school supported many outreach programs in this community, a few of which are donating on a monthly basis to the community food bank housed in First United Methodist Church, putting together Christmas child boxes for Samaritan's Purse to be distributed to children in need, collecting soda tabs which were turned into cash for the Ronald McDonald House, writing letters and sending care packages to the VA hospital, participating in the rodeo parade, participating in and raising $3,000 for the Relay for Life, holding a bike-a-thon for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We are proud to report we've raised $4,600. With the support of our current students, an alumni student was able to complete her National Honor Society Community Service Project. Our students donated hundreds of pet supplies to the Humane Society of Greater Miami. And just today, in the courtyard of our school, our principal, Mercy Nyman, donated 8 inches of her hair for Beautiful Lynx, whose motto is 1 million inches, 8 inches at a time. Julie Donovan and her first grade students are here tonight to say a special thank you to Mrs. Judy Waldman for her participation in the ribbon cutting ceremony for their town of Roxaboxen. Roxaboxen is the true story of a fictional town created by children and based on the book by Alice McLaren. Our students worked extremely hard creating the town and modeling it after their own town of Homestead. They designed a town flag and wrote their own Constitution and Bill of Rights. They voted on the laws and businesses that would define their town. Each student then selected a business to run and built a storefront out of an oversized box. The town was complete with a mayor's office, which, by the way, housed a female mayor, a church, a hospital, and of course, the Homestead Police Department. We are happy to report the only crimes perpetrated the entire day were minor speeding offenses requiring not more than a few minutes in the Homestead Police Department jail. During this event, the students learned the importance of supporting the businesses in their own community. City Council, Mayor, thank you for lending support and encouragement to our school. Mrs. Waldman's presence made the town come to life for the students. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll make sure that this all gets passed along to her, and thank you very much, and congratulations to the mayor there.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. 2008 Relay for Life Volunteer Certificates of Appreciation. Councilwoman Sierra. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to announce that I was a part of a team here at our city and throughout the city for the American Cancer Society. In fact, the team of the city raised $5,817.97, but total citywide, we raised $85,000 for this cause. And many of us in our lives have been touched by cancer and our family members, and it's definitely something that we feel very strongly about. I would like to go ahead and pass along, if I can invite Christy to come up. That's the one that's in order. Christy Thompson-Rivas, who was an amazing leader, as she has been in the past, who couldn't have done this without her. And do you want to go ahead and call out the names and say something? Go for it.
Thank you for having me here tonight. I just wanted to recognize all of my team members that helped us raise this $5,817 within the city of Homestead. But before I do that, on behalf of the American Cancer Society, I would like to present the following awards. And I bring my daughter up here because every year she's been with me and she helps me raise that money. And she's probably raised about 10% every year of our funds because we push her out there. You go get the money, you go get the money. So this is Serena, and she's going to help me present the awards. The first award I'd like to present on behalf of American Cancer Society is to Miss Linda Bell.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, Miss Bell is always there to help, and she's been there for anything that we needed, so we wanted to present that to her. Next is to Miss Judy Wallman. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to be here with us tonight, but we'll make sure that she gets that. Every year, she's the honorary chair for the Homestead Relay for Life, and again, this year, she did that as well. So if you haven't been out to the Homestead Relay for Life yet, it usually happens in April. Just look out for all the flyers and everything you see. Usually it happens in the sports complex, but it's been happening now. It's going to happen in the new Homestead Hospital. So look out for it in April. It's great. It's fun. It's perfect for kids and all that stuff. So if you haven't been, come by and see. And then the last award I have to present on behalf of American Cancer Society is to the City of Homestead. And Mr. Shahada, will you come accept this? The City of Homestead made a donation of $1,250 to the American Cancer Society. This is aside from the money that we raise alone. So we'd like to present this. This was probably my hardest year because the man who got me into this actually passed away this year from cancer, so sometimes I might lose it, so forgive me. Names I just want to go down just to let you know who helped us out from the City of Homestead team. Miss Sherry Ader. She's sitting over there trying to pretend she's trying to hide. We have Amanda Carr, Joanna Faddis. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, we have the certificates here, but we don't have everybody here. So if I call your name and you are here, if you can come up so you can get your certificate. Okay, that was Joanna Faddis. Come on, don't hide. I have Mr. Kevin Faddis. I do not see him here today. Sheree Kamali, Luis Lozano, Elizabeth Mangual, Jasmine Morales, Marco Cuyano, Raul Rivas, Denise Santana, Miss Fran Schwartz, Sheila Shed, Mike Shahada, Nazi Sierra, Nick Stingoni, Lisa and Ashley Stingoni, Patty Sullivan, she's not with us tonight either, Serena Thompson, and Julia Vickers. Thank you, Tim. You guys did an amazing job.
Christy. You get one too. We don't know if do you see us? Christy, thank you for everything.
Thanks, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We will now have item D, co-officers of the month for March, Detective Ricky Rivera and Officer Andres Rodriguez, Councilman Nelson.
Madam Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, Mr. City Manager, City Council, I'm Captain Tom Hogley with the Police Department. We don't normally have co-officer of the month, but as I described what they did in March of this year, you'll understand why. They're both senior officers in our department. Ricky works in the narcotics division, And Eric normally works in the community policing unit. What the chief did in the major, they put together a investigative team, which is these two individuals working on the HUD housing in the Homestead area. There's been a lot of violations going on, and they've done a very good job in that area. I'll just go over some of what they've done. They conducted numerous HUD investigations and also conducted 2 ATF investigations, which is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, which ended with the defendant pleading guilty to gun charges and receiving a 5-year sentence. They're working closely with the ATF agents on gun violations. They even get called out at night and will meet with ATF and then turn the case over federally. So we're putting people away for long periods of time in the federal system, which is a good thing. Most importantly, we're going to go back to March 26, and you may have seen it on television. Ricky and Eric got involved in an investigation which actually started out of Oregon. The sheriff's office in Oregon had received information about an individual who was posting this picture on an internet site with multiple firearms. He was also making threats of doing a Virginia Tech-style shooting. Ricky and Eric were the lead investigators. They took other investigators over to the individual's condominium. They were able to get a consent search of the premises and recovered numerous weapons and ammunition. It was quite a stockpile. They actually arrested the individual for making threats on the internet. They impounded, confiscated 13 firearms from the subject. 4 of them were AK-47 assault rifles, 2 were high-powered sniper rifles, 7 handguns, and 5,000 rounds of ammunition. They didn't stop the investigation there. They worked with the local FBI branch and alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. With the help of those agents, they presented that case to the U.S. Attorney's Office and understand this person's already under state custody. The U.S. Attorney's Office indicted the individual, we released him from state custody, and he's now in the federal system awaiting trial. So, did a heck of a job, and it's with great pleasure that they received the Officer Month for March. And I would like to add that they both received Officer Month numerous times. Eric was Officer of the Year 2 years ago. Great job, guys. Thank you.
The Mayor and Council would love to give you these plaques. Officer Andre Rodriguez for being Officer of the Month for March 2008. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And Detective Ricky Rivera for being Officer of the Month 2008. Congratulations. Along with that, each month they have a gift package. A lot of the donors are doing both, and let me read off some of them. Awards Inc. are donating the plaques. The city attorneys are doing $50 each. First National Bank of South Florida doing $50 savings bond. Community Bank $50 savings bond. Ferguson Jewelers $75 gift certificate. Logos is doing a $25 gift certificate for each of you. Blake Chevrolet are doing $300 value car detailing for each of you. Captain Car Wash is $20 value car wash. Nita Jensen, 2 memberships for the Homestead Community Concerts for each of you. And Maya's Cafe is donating dinner for each of you and your families at Stickenstein's. They've moved. So I congratulate you, and
Thank you. Thank you.
As a citizen of Homestead, I appreciate everything you do for this city.
Thank you very much. It's, again, definitely our pleasure, and it's definitely my pleasure to serve the members of this community. I can't say enough accolades for this department and everybody that works, from the command staff all the way on down. Thank you very much, Ms. Mayor, and everybody else. Thank you.
Good evening. First, I want to thank everybody who should be out here with us. It wasn't just Eric and I. We had a whole department backing us, starting from patrolmen all the way to the chief. I'd like to actually accept this plaque in behalf of the whole police department. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Recognition to the Homestead Police Explorers, Councilman Nelson.
When I came on the council, I've been doing a lot in Homestead, and at every function I go to, I would always see these young men and women out directing traffic, and at every event that is in Homestead, they're at. You see them. And when I got on council, I told the mayor I would love to honor these guys. And so that's what I want to do tonight. I want to say thank you from our city to each and every one of you. I have plaques up here, if y'all could come up here. Okay. I'm going to name the names off and we'll hand out the plaques to you out there. We've got a busy night. So where's the major? The chief. How you doing? Thank you. Would you like to say anything about you guys?
No, not right now, because I wasn't even really aware of that.
Okay. I'm going to read off a list of the names. We got the class leader.
That's
Dagoberto Ramirez. Flag bearer, Conrad Alvarez. We'll hand it to you. Okay. And then squad leaders, Victor Almirez, Aaron Serrero, George Torres, Maria Morano, Contarius Santil, Danteria Santil, second squad, number 2, Juan Garay, Ana Chavez, Iridian Jamirez, Andre Martinez, Stephanie Hurst, Alex Gutierrez, J.J. Carr. Squad leader number 3 is Edward Willis. Cadets are Francisco Jimenez, Keith Alvarez, Alfredo Panaranda, Luis Corrales, and then we have the explorers. We have Jake Wiggins, the chief. We have Chris Arenas, deputy chief. Sarah Cox, explorer captain. Gordon Neubauer, lieutenant. Latrina Jocks, lieutenant. Jeanette Gallardo, sergeant. Jonathan Borrera, corporal. Shaquana Williams, corporal. And then we have other explorers. They are Jalisa Gallardo, Erica Herrera, Alexandria Joseph, and Last Solomon. I want to say thank you from the city and from every function you guys go to and stand out there and work for the city. Our city really appreciates what you do. Thank you.
Councilman Nelson, I want to thank you for honoring our explorers. I know we had talked about this for a long time, that people do not know how hard these young men and women work behind the scenes, not getting any accolades, constantly behind the scenes. So thank you very much, Tim, for honoring these very well-deserved young men and women. Thank you, and I appreciate their leaders as well. It couldn't happen without their leaders. Thank you.
I would like also the leaders, Liz Ann Deegan and Elisa Wiggins. They are the ones that are working with these guys every time. It's very, very well structured. Like I said last time I talked about it, they have to keep their grade point average up. It's not just, you know, fun. It's real hard work that they go through. And even from their supervisors put in a lot of extra hours. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We now have a plaque presentation for Command Post, Reserve Lieutenant Josh Klott and Civilian Todd Griffin.
Thank you, Councilman.
Good evening, everybody. Major Scott Kennedy with the Police Department. Most of you should have seen on your way in over here on the south side of the City Hall chambers here, our new police command post. This was not something that was put together in a week or two. This is something that we've worked on for 3 or 4 years. We secured the command post, the funding for it, thank goodness, thanks to the city manager's office, the mayor and council, about 3 years ago. It's taken that long to really filter through things to make sure that when we received this package and what we did receive was going to be beneficial for the community and the citizens of Homestead along with the police department as far as functionality. It took thousands of hours of really sitting down, planning, a lot of trips, a lot of meetings, a lot of time away from not just their own personal businesses, but time away from their families to secure the proper planning and the manufacturing of this command post. It was done mainly by 2 individuals, although many people had their hands in it, and we sat down and it was very easy to make decisions after having these 2 gentlemen here before me plan through it, pick out what was necessary and what they recommended. It was very easy on the command level staff to just say, yeah, go with it and have fun. But it took a lot of tedious hours to do that. And the 2 individuals I have here to receive recognition for that is Lieutenant Josh Klott with our Police Department Reserve Program, and an individual by the name of Todd Griffin, who's a friend of Josh. He's kind of got sucked into it. I don't know how quite yet, but we're thankful for what Todd's done. Todd's done a lot of work for the Miami-Dade Fire Department also, but Todd and Josh together have put together, and if you haven't done it yet, please take the time to go take a walk through that command post. That command post is going to be very instrumental in the operations out at the racetrack that we have twice a year. It's going to be very instrumental in emergency operations if we have a major incident inside Homestead. Our disaster relief team is going to benefit from it to be able to take it on the road and have the most state-of-the-art technology that I would put up against any command post structured in the United States right now to date, because it cost $1.5 million to build this. Not one penny of it came from your pockets. This money was secured and approved for spending by the council, and it came all from forfeiture money from drug dealers. So on the bad side of drug dealing, thank goodness they were kind enough to buy us a command center. These guys again spent thousands, and I'm not exaggerating a bit, I'm talking thousands of hours, both in the planning process locally and taking many trips up to the manufacturer to make sure that everything came out right. Lieutenant Klott gets paid $1 a year in our reserve program, so I've offered to double his salary. Todd, I don't know, maybe I can take him to Checkers afterwards, but it wouldn't go without notice unless we had these 2 individuals to be up here, because let me tell you something, we have got the premier state-of-the-art envied command post throughout the United States. Again, I'd put it up against anything, and these 2 guys are to be commended for that, so congratulations, and thank you very much, guys.
City of Homestead presents Todd Griffin for your support, time, dedication, and the design of the Mobile Incident Command Center for the City of Homestead Police Department.
Thank you very much.
Lieutenant Josh Klott, for your dedication and design of the Mobile Incident Command Center for the City of Homestead Police Department. Chief Rule.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the mayor, the city council, city manager, everybody. This has spanned several years, and without your support, we could have never built such a wonderful vehicle. And thanks for everybody, all the support. Chief Roll, Major Kennedy, Captain Fogley was instrumental in helping us. So it's been a very rewarding project, and it turned out very nice. Thanks to the support of many, many people, all the way down through finance and purchasing, and Brian O'Connor. Too many other people to mention, but thank you very, very much for making it happen for us. It's a great project, and I think the city will get years and years of good use out of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm going to keep this short, but I just wanted to basically piggyback on what Major Kennedy said about Lieutenant Josh Klott. He did get $1 last year, and hopefully this year, we'll probably give him a raise and give him $2 this year. The following year. But what I really wanted to say was that they did put a lot of time into this. I mean, when the guys called us, all we said was yes or no. From the design from the outside to everything that was done inside, he just came to us with the floors, the cabinets, the formica and everything. All we said was, "It looked good, Josh. Go ahead on and do it." So to keep this short, if the mayor and council would allow me, and also the city manager, maybe I can promote Lieutenant Josh Klott to captain if it's okay, for assisting us in everything he's done this year.
I can't get it open. I'm trying to.
Chief, we have to talk about this.
Well, I think since it was such a huge pay raise, I understand.
$3 raise, huh?
$3? Yeah. Okay, no problem. But Josh's been with us for probably, how many years now?
19.
19 years for $1 a year. Wow. And this guy put in all kind of hours, and I'll tell you what, to have his own business and to basically slight his business to do this for us, it just showed the dedication, appreciation. This guy is unbelievable. Professionalism. I'm quite sure this captain badge is probably only half of what we can do for this individual. But again,
Chief,
my congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and that command post has also been the subject of much lobbying as well.
Absolutely.
In Washington, D.C. Mr. Shahada?
Mayor, council members, for just people in the audience and people who are watching, Josh also is very well known of having a house in Pinecrest that many people go and visit around Christmas time. Actually, it was featured best decorated house about 2 years ago on Channel 6, NBC. The other thing I want to say, so he has lots of hobbies. The other thing I want to mention, the invitation Major Kennedy extended to people to go and look at the command center. That's also for the general public. So that's your command center. Please go and visit. But just don't leave now after the council meeting is over.
And also to Todd, I want to thank you as well, because this guy didn't get anything. He just was drug into this. But this guy's such a professional. He's done this in the past. Pretty much everything he did, he learned from previous experience. And again, in the bottom of our heart, especially from the PDF from the city, thank you for all the hours and time you put into this command post to make it a reality for Homestead PD. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Something that really wasn't on the agenda, at least visually, but it was there. Something that Captain Fogley forgot to mention to you when he was up, and Captain Fogley has been with our department for 28 and a half years.
Captain Foglia has done many things. A lot of you only know Captain Foglia for his Monday night appearances when we do the Officer of the Month presentations. Effective today, Captain Foglia will be retired from the City of Homestead Police Department. He is going to remain with our reserve program and function as a captain, but he's done 28 and a half years of law enforcement community right here within the City of Homestead. Back in January 3rd, 1980, Tom and I walked in the door at the same time. I was a little bit earlier, so I got to be the major at the end of this thing, but we went through a lot, and I'd like to, before we go on any further, call his wife up, Lynn, because she deserves to be recognized for all she's had to put up with Tom and the department over these years also. Absolutely. January 3rd, 1980, Tom Foglia started his career with the City of Homestead. He had spent almost 3 years prior with that with the Miami-Dade Department of Corrections. Tom's done quite a bit over the years, and I'm going to let the chief get into that. I'm not going to steal the thunder as far as some of the specifics Tom's been through. But as a friend, he's going to be sorely missed by many of his comrades in the back who have taken their time to attend this presentation. They respect Tom a lot. He's done a lot for the department, a lot for the community. He's served well. He's got a great deal of knowledge. He's well liked. We're going to miss seeing Tom show up in the morning with a cigarette in his left hand, a cup of coffee in the right hand to start his day. But he'll be hanging around here. He's going to be with our reserve program. As a friend, I'd like to thank him for what he's done for the City of Homestead, and we're going to sorely miss him. His wife, Lynn, who's stood by his side for the many years, also needs to be recognized, because as a lot of you know in law enforcement, it's not just the police officer or the individual that's hired as the employee that sacrifices himself or herself to the community. It's the spouse and the families that also sacrifice many things. Whereas they might be out to dinner, their nights are called short, middle of the night called 3 o'clock in the morning to be appraised of a situation occurring in the city. So there's a lot of sacrifices that the spouses and families put up, and Lynn needs to be recognized also for sacrificing that and putting up with Tom and the rest of the police department, me calling her at 3 o'clock in the morning, and her having to nudge Tom to get up because she needed to talk to his major. So she started to become very suspicious of things, actually, but there's nothing there other than a friendship. Thank you very much, Tom. Good luck.
Again, I just want to go into a little, go through basically the letter of success that Captain Foglia did when he was Homestead PD. When you think about it, 28 and a half years is a long time to be in one place. And as you can see, and not only just in law enforcement, but any profession, no one hang around that long. So apparently something we were doing right here to keep him here that long, this long. But I want to just share some of the promotions and assignment that he had while he was here. Well, first of all, he started here in January 1980. If you count up to the day, that's 20 and a half years. That's a long time. He started patrolman. He was assigned to the detective division in 1982. Promoted to sergeant in 1987. He was assigned as a detective sergeant in 1989. He was promoted to lieutenant in 1995. He was assigned as a detective lieutenant in 2000, and he was appointed to captain in 2005. As you can see, and I told the guys earlier today, for a small department with a little bit of chance for movement, this guy, he definitely climbed the ladder of success, and you have to commend him for that within the period of time he's here. And I say that because it's guys that, and I was in the academy in 79, these guys came through in 80, but it's guys that went through the academy along with our Captain Foglia, and today in other departments, they're still patrolmen. This guy's going to leave here today as a retired major, which is an awesome accomplishment through his young career here at Homestead PD. Also, I would like to say that after all the good things out here, during his time here, he received 40 letters from the departments throughout Dade County and throughout the United States, in all honesty. and he received 21 from regular citizens here in Homestead, and some of them out of the Homestead area. But just to give you a little idea of some of the letters that he received, back in '89, he received a letter from Metro-Dade Homicide Commander for doing an outstanding job. And I'm going to bounce around a little bit. 1993, he received a meritorious service award for the EOC. He used to go up to Miami and deal with the EOC when we had a hurricane. This guy, jack of all trades, he did everything. He made Officer of the Month in 1982. And the thing that really kind of stuck out the most was that this guy was on the department for 6 months and he started receiving letters already, after coming out of the academy. That to me shows that this guy came to work, really ready to do a good job for Homestead PD and for the city of Homestead. Back in '94, he was nominated for the Chief Special Medal. 2004, Patagonia Chief gave him a letter based on Hurricane Charlie. I'm just jumping around a bit, just trying to get this over with. Back in 1982, again, he received a letter from the U.S. Postal Inspector. 1991, he received a letter from the Perry Turner, Chief of South Miami. 1991, again, he received one from the FBI. Back in '93, the Florida National Guard Armory. 98, Superintendent from Everglades National Park. 2001, Monroe County SWAT Team. And last but not least, 1991, Opelika PD, and also again he received one from the Florida National Guard for Hurricane Andrew. But these are just a few of the 60 letters that he received in his time here at Homestead PD. With that being said, Captain Fogley, we're definitely going to miss him. The guy was also the PIO for our department for many years. He served as Internal Affairs for many years. So if you take a look at it, with 28 and a half years here in Homestead and 2.5 years with the county, Dade County Jail, this guy got over 30 years of law enforcement in a short period of time. To me, and I'm quite sure to you all, that is amazing. To have a young man with over 30 years of law enforcement. That shows you that he was dedicated to his true profession that he started out back in 1980. Congratulations. We're going to miss you. And believe it or not, he's going to retire as a major with Homestead PD. Thank you.
On behalf of the mayor, council, police force, everybody here, Major Thomas Foglia, congratulations on your retirement after 28 years of outstanding service to the citizens of Homestead and the Homestead Police Department. 3rd of January 1980 through the 2nd of June of 2008. Chief Roll.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much. Reading those years, that is a long time. I'm usually the one giving out the plaque, so I'm not good at accepting one, but Mayor, Council, and the City Manager, it's been an honor working for you. You're going to do great things for the city. I think most importantly are the men and women with the Homestead Police Department, the best of the best. No matter any supervisory rank in Homestead, they make our job easy. There's no doubt about it. You're very lucky here. You get me for $1 a year now, which is good. I'll try to help you out, help the budget out a little bit. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming. Chip, Major Kenny, my academy cohort, it's vivid. It's like it was yesterday. Chief, thank you for my career. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Again, thank you, citizens of Homestead, and I'll still be around. Thanks.
Tom, we are going to miss you, but we're not going to miss you too much because you're still going to be here. Thank you. Bless you. Do we have a representative from We Care with us this evening? Right there. It's right there. We Care check presentation, Councilwoman Lobos. I didn't see you back there, Kenitra. Sorry. Welcome.
A lot of them that they're ready.
Okay. Good evening. We're going to follow that great presentation with another presentation of a check for $20,000 to We Care. And what I want to do is I want to discuss a little bit about that money, what program is funding, and how it is being funded. So if you can just bear with me, we're going to have some slides also come up on the TV. The $20,000 is towards the Homestead Energy Lend a Hand program, which is better known as HELP. And the HELP program assists with special emergency needs that are provided by Homestead Energy Service. It is intended to provide one-time assistance to families who are facing water, electric crisis due to unforeseen circumstances that impact their ability to maintain a healthy and safe environment. HELP will provide vouchers for utility assistance only to be used at Homestead Energy Services. For utility assistance, eligible programs cost include, and this is what can be used to pay for it. You must be facing disconnection. All other resources have been exhausted. Utility assistance can be paid only once in each award phase for any individual or family, and payment must guarantee an additional 30 days of services. The funds that it cannot be used for, it cannot be used for reimbursements to staff, volunteers, or clients for program purchases, cash payments of any kind, including checks made out to cash, deposits of any kind, late fees, payments made directly to client, administrative cost reimbursement, and lobby efforts. The criteria for the clients to qualify for this type of assistance: you must be a Homestead Energy Service customer for a minimum of 1 year, must provide proof of low-income status, such as a pay stub, letter from employer, or self-certification letter, have not received assistance from HELP within 1 year from the date of last assistance, and your utility bill must be in the name of person seeking assistance and must have documented need. I see that the slides have not come up. If you can at least get the locations one up. And what I wanted to do was show the 5 different locations throughout Homestead that people can go to receive this voucher assistance. So I'll just read them to you since they're not up on the screen. The Haitian Organization for Women, Mujer Incorporated, Galata, Department of Human Services, Florida City Homestead Neighborhood Center, and Project SOS. If you'd like further information, just please call City Hall and we'll be more than happy to provide you with more information as to where you can receive this money. And why I wanted to read that, because I wanted to reiterate that this $20,000 all goes to We Care for them to distribute the entire amount to clients that are eligible for this type of assistance. So it gets returned to the city in form of payment assistance to those that are in need in our city. It's a great program. We look forward to working with We Care, and perhaps next year, as part of the presentation, I can also bring some statistics as far as how many customers, and just so that we can give a clear picture as to what this program represents, give it a face. Okay, so now on behalf of the City of Homestead, I would like to present Ms. Kamitra Driver, who is the Director of We Care, with a check for $20,000 on behalf of the Mayor and Council and the entire City of Homestead.
Yeah, go catch this one right now. Thank you. Make sure you endorse it on the back. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Lobos, for that explanation. Thank you so much. We have Pastor John Campbell with us this evening from Prodigal Son Ministry on a voter registration announcement. Would you please come forth? Go right on up to the podium, sir. Good evening.
Don't cut me off there. Fellow citizens of Homestead, my name is Pastor John Campbell of Prodigal Son Ministry, and I want to take this time to thank you all for having us here. The reason we're here, I also like to introduce Ms. Crystal Pittman, who is the spokesperson for this event. On July the 12th, at 5 o'clock, we were having a voter registration drive that we're targeting our young non-registered voters 18 to 25. Ms. Pittman made me aware that she's 29, so we moved it to 30, 18 to 30. That also means that it's an open event, but we just want to target our young people. The reason being, this Friday, a month ago, I went to Southland Mall, and I spoke to 25 young people of various ethnic backgrounds and ages in that age group. Out of that 25, only 2 were registered to vote. At that time, after watching different news reports and stuff, I saw what was missing was our young people being a part of our voting process. In my local church, on yesterday, we had a meeting. We found out that it was lacking even in our local churches. So one of the things that we're grateful to the councilman, because the event is held in Homestead, we want to bring it to the mayor and the city council. The package that you have in front of you will give you an idea of what we're accomplishing. I don't use the word trying to accomplish. We've spoken to Councilwoman Sierra, Vice Mayor Burgess, who's been very, very supportive. I spoke briefly to you, Mayor Bell, on the phone, and we want to thank you all again. Our mission is to create voter registration opportunities for youth in South Miami-Dade. Our goal is to reach churches, elected officials with planning and support. We're asking the City of Homestead and the council to read over this packet, and whatever God laid in your heart to be able to support. There's a letter, a donation letter, there is a donation list, and finally, at the end, there is an invitation letter to each one of you to come out during that time. Explain itself. Again, we want to take too much time. This will explain exactly what we are accomplishing. We have the support of Councilman Dennis Moss. Again, like I said, support of Vice Mayor, Councilwoman Sierra, and we'll solicit support of the rest of the City Council. Again, we ask you to look through this and make a decision. It's going to be a wonderful event. Also, it's going to be a concert. We will have articles throughout the newspapers, our local radio stations, and we're expecting a very, very successful event. Our goal is nonpartisan. We just want to get them registered. The decision who they vote for is entirely theirs. Again, we ask that a number of people, a number of churches, Pastor Conrad Del Torres, Mr. Press at the Haitian radio station, just to mention a few, that are already on board. So now we're going to spend the rest of this month of June getting the word out. We have about over 10,000 flyers that's being pressed to put out to our young people to come out and register to vote. Because, like I said again, the one thing that's missing is our young people. So, in closing, I want to introduce our spokesperson for this event, Ms. Crystal Pittman, and what she has to tell you will close out what we're trying to get across. Ms. Pittman.
Good evening, I'm Crystal Pittman. I was born here in Miami-Dade County. At the age of 16, I got into some trouble and was convicted of murder and served 6 years in prison for it. Being now that I have a convicted felony, I am not able to vote. So my motto for this campaign for this event on July 12th is I can't, but you can, to get the young people to realize the advantage that they have in this world, in this society, about voting instead of just sitting there and not making a difference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Thank you.
Food.
We're there. Thank you so much. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. And the ayes carry. Thank you. Public hearings.
Please be advised that the following items on the agenda are quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to comment on any of these items, please indicate the item number you would like to address when the announcement regarding the quasi-judicial item is made. An opportunity for persons to speak on each item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations on each item. All testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you now wish either to be cross-examined or sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the council to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. The full agenda package on each item is hereby entered into the record. Persons representing organizations must first present evidence of their authority to speak for the organization. Further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the clerk. In accordance with Code Section 2591, any lobbyist must register before addressing the council on any of the following items. At this time, council members must disclose any ex parte communications concerning any items on the agenda. At this time, the clerk will swear in any persons who wish to testify on any quasi-judicial item.
Please stand and raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby swear or affirm that the information I present shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Tab 3, Item A is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, considering the request of Zanadia Guerrero for a rezoning from Restricted Retail Commercial District B1 to One Family District R1 for property located at 991 Northeast 18th Avenue, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date. This is second reading.
I'll entertain a motion for approval. I'll move it.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. We will now open the public hearing. Is there a staff report on the item as it is a second reading?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and member of the council. This is a second reading for a 2.55 acre is a residential future land use. Future land use is low density residential, and at the present time is B1, which is not consistent with future land use. The applicant is proposing 8 single family residential housing.
Any comments or questions from council for the applicant? Any comments? There's a public hearing. Any comments or questions from the public? Thank you so much. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to tab 4, item B is the first reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, considering the request of Hope Academy 2, Inc. for rezoning from Hotel Motel and Institutional Use District R4 to 1 and 2 Family District R2 for property located at 1100 Old Dixie Highway, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll move it with questions.
It's been moved and seconded. I would like to make one correction, though. On the former item, just a clarification, you did say the applicant was requesting 8, and it's low residential, so that would be up to 6.
8 total.
Okay, but not per
No.
Right, okay. It's up to 6 per acre.
Yes, it was 2.55 acre. The total number of the single-family houses on 2.55 acre is 8 units.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure there was no confusion on that item. Thank you.
Yes, it's actually 3.2 per acre.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. I will now open the public hearing. Is there a staff report on this item?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is a 2.5 acre, is an existing church on US 1 between 11th and 12th. The existing zoning is R4, which is not consistent with the future land use, and the applicant is proposing to change it to a R2, which is the medium residential, and we are putting, this is proposed for a school, we put the density limit on the parcel.
Thank you. Ms. Sierra?
Yes, after reading the minutes, and you're mentioning now that there is a density limit, I didn't see that. What are we...
If you look under recommendations,
Tab 4.
is it?
Tab 4.
Under recommended.
Okay. But it's not my question was, because there was never answered during the minutes how many students the fire marshal had set for a total number for the school. I have understood that currently they have 215 students at the site, and they're going to be expanding. Do we have a number as to how many total students will be allowed for the site?
No, we don't. We did not get into that level of detail because you're looking at a rezoning at this point.
Okay.
When and if the applicant comes in for the site plan, at that point, your staff will analyze those details more specifically, but not at this level.
Thank you. And then I would like to try to change the 8 units per acre to 6 units per acre, and I believe I need a motion for that.
You do.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sierra, because I was also going to propose the very same thing and be very consistent with what we have done in the past.
Absolutely.
So I believe there's a motion on the floor.
Mayor,
Yes.
may I just say something? So Sherry, you're saying there are 8 units for the total site?
No, 8 units per
No, per acre.
No.
She's made a motion to amend the motion on the floor, so you need a second.
Need a second,
I'll
yes.
second it.
I was getting there. Thank you, Richard. There's been a motion and a second. Any comments or questions from council? And any comments or questions for the applicant as well?
Mayor Bell, I have a question, and I'm trying to recall specifically where in the application I read this. Was there a question as far as what is existing there is already the school? Obviously, it used to be a church, and now it's a school. They're going to be coming again to add some more to that building. And there was somewhere in the application stated that there was a concern with approving it, as we're going to approve it 6 units per acre, to put some wording in there to make sure that it remains a school if it ever turns residential.
Unfortunately, with the rezoning, you can't condition rezonings. So any conditions of that nature would not be legal. We would not be able to do that. You are able to cap the density on the rezoning consistent with the future land use map, but that's as far as you can go as any conditions on a rezoning.
Mayor Bell, may I ask one more question then?
Certainly.
So the issue then that was brought up somewhere along the application, as far as they're within their rights, if they want it next year to no longer be a school and turn into residential, as long as it's within the zone, they can do that then. Thank you.
However, they need to come back to us with a site plan, and it's going to come before you.
Thank you.
Also, the church function is going to cease as well, and it said in this that R2 zoning will strictly be limited, but also that the church use will have to be discontinued because of the school use.
That's right.
Okay.
May I have a question?
Councilman Nelson?
Are they going to tear down the church and rebuild, or
Would the applicant please come to the podium? The applicant is not present.
Let's just confirm that they received proper notice, Sheila.
Okay.
Do you have the file, or does somebody have the file to show that the applicant received notice?
If the applicant is not present and the questions are not adequately able to be answered tonight, I would move that we defer the item. So if the applicant is not present, if the applicant is present, I would recommend that they come to the podium. If they're not present, I'm going to move that we defer the item until the applicant is present. I'll entertain a motion to defer this item.
I move that.
I'll second. It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. And the ayes carry. Thank you. And the item is deferred. Do we need to defer to a time certain?
Well, I'm not pushing, but I would like the answer to the question.
Yes, it was. It was. I did. Yes.
I think that's important that it be on the record that the applicant was given notice of the meeting. So I think you should defer it to a time certain at this time.
Oh, then why don't we go ahead and defer to the next meeting? And I think in that time, maybe some of the questions will be answered. And I think if the applicant is serious about their request, especially on a quasi-judicial item, that they need to be present. Thank you. The item is deferred. Next item?
Yes, moving on to tab 5, item C. It's a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting preliminary plat approval for Benton Keysgate on approximately 2.99 acres of land located at the southeast corner of Southeast 8th Street, North Canal Drive, and Southeast 18th Avenue, Farm Life School Road, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
I'll entertain motion for approval.
I'll move it.
I'll second with comments. It's been properly moved and seconded. The public hearing is now open. Is there a staff report on this item, Ms. Kamali?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is a 2.99 acre at the corner of 162nd and 328 8th Street. This applicant had a site plan that came before you on April 21st, 2008, and it got approved. And this is a T-plat, and is proposing a 14,000 square feet of pharmacy, 3,495 square feet of bank, and 8,450 square feet of retail building.
Thank you, Ms. Kamali. Yes, I think we had a lot of questions about it at that time. Any comments or questions from council?
I do have one question, Mayor, if I may. Ms. Kamali, in the minutes from the P&Z, it states towards the end that you would be contacting the board to let them know about the outcome of your meeting with the city manager. I was just curious as to, we don't have that information. What was the outcome of that meeting?
Yes, that was before the site plan, and we did discuss it with the Planning and Zoning Board.
So the issue in reference to the what is it called now, the traffic flow issue, is something that has been satisfied?
Yes, ma'am.
Any further comments or questions from council?
Mayor Bell, just a point of clarification. Councilwoman Sierra, are you referring to the right lane in the flare discussion?
That is correct.
And you're saying, Ms. Kamali, that it was...
That's the discussion we had during the site plan.
Okay.
We had an extensive discussion on that in the public as well. Yes, thank you. Any public comments, either for or against this applicant? Any further comments or questions from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Mayor Ball?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to tab 6, item D. It's a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting site plan approval for the development consisting of an additional 10,229 square feet of office and warehouse to an existing warehouse site on approximately 1.81 acres of land located at 1037 Northwest 4th Street as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Move it.
I'll second. It's been properly moved and seconded. We will now open the public hearing. Is there a staff report, Ms. Kamali?
Yes. This is an addition of 10,222 square feet of new addition to an existing 13,782. From that 10,229 square feet, 4,120 square feet is office. Additionally, I would like to add a condition that the dumpster must be enclosed with a concrete wall.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kamali. Would the applicant like to present? That we can have any questions if council should so desire.
I'm Robert Barnes and Associates at 221 North Chrome Avenue, Homestead, Florida.
I'm architect of record. The client was supposed to be here, Gary Bird, but I don't see him. I have a problem with having to be required to put a masonry wall up around a dumpster when there's not a code that requires it.
Thank you. Ms. Kamali, would you like to address the applicant's representative, obviously? The architect?
Mayor, actually, I'd like to address it.
Mr. Shahada, please.
And I will let Sherry go to the specifics about the site. If you recall, I don't know if you were even in council, I don't know who was in council, but this is an issue that was brought back in front of council a long time ago by Councilman Barones. The aesthetic of the city was really not that great by people just putting dumpsters all over the place on the right of way. I mean, it was really a chaos. We passed an ordinance then to require masonry or cinder block construction or other type of fencing. I can tell you since then I don't recall personally that we ever approve a dumpster enclosure without having concrete blocks. And you go to the entire, with all due respect to Robert, I respect his opinion, you go to the entire area there, and I drove it today personally, they all have concrete enclosures. I don't know why this property should have not a concrete enclosure. It should, just like any other property in the city of Homestead. And I'm just going over the issue in general, and Sherry can address it in the specifics. It's a safety issue, it's hurricane issue, and I can tell you it's consistent since we passed the ordinance. That's the way we do it.
We had a lengthy discussion about this as we went through code revision as well, and as we went through some changes with the ordinances, and so we had a lengthy discussion on this as well. Mr. Barnes, looks like the masonry wall is there to stay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any comments or questions from council? Any comments from the public? This is a public hearing. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos? Yes. Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Legislative matters. Mr. Weiss.
It's an ordinance of the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, establishing a city advisory board by creating a new Division 2.5 Southwest Advisory Committee of Article 3 Boards, Committees, Commissions of Chapter 2 Administration of the City Code, providing for the qualification and appointment of members, establishing terms of office, providing for rules of procedure, providing for jurisdiction, for standards of conduct, providing for severability, inclusion in the code, and an effective date. This is a second reading and public hearing.
I'll let Mr. McCormick move that one.
I'll move it.
It's been properly moved.
I'll second.
And there's a second. Any comments or questions from council? This is a public hearing. Any comments or questions from the public? Councilwoman Lobos, I can see you have a comment.
Mayor Bell, no, I actually do, though, as I'm thinking about, at the last meeting, we talked about the CDBG and having public input, and now that I see the committee again that is going for second reading and is going to, whether it be approved or not tonight, that would be an excellent first item to take up, is to have input from that committee. I know that the CDBG money really targets blighted areas, low-income housing, and things like that. And so I think that this committee would probably take on its first assignment by putting in some input as we develop this policy.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman.
I just want to say I agree. When I was reading the requirements for the CDBG, I was like, it was something that I was 100% for based on the fact of the requirements for the grant. And looking at the Southwest section and what goes on over there, that's a lot of things that we need to improve on. So once again, that grant would be very instrumental in doing what we need to do in the Southwest community. So I think that would be a very, very good first step for both the committee and also the CDBG grant.
Thank you very much, Councilman McCormick. I do appreciate your initiative on this item. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Lobos? Yes. Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. This concludes the public hearing items. We will now have public comments. Any member of the public would like to come up, and please come to the microphone. And please state your name and address for the record. Thank you. And who might you be? Susan Newman, 2835 Fairways Drive. More of a question. I was driving down Palm Drive today, and I see the fence going up around the Roscoe Warren Park. My question is that a construction fence, or is that a permanent fence? Thank you, Mr. Shahada.
Actually, I didn't see the fence myself, but I know in discussions with the contractor, there will be a construction fence going.
Because it's aluminum color instead of the green that we've been using. So I'm glad it's a construction fence. Will there be a fence then put up in its place that'll be of the green type, or?
I have to check what will be going there. Unfortunately, Julio is the construction manager, and he's not with us, and he's attending all the meetings for us. But it's my understanding it will be a very nice fence to merge with the surroundings and the landscape. So
that's what I would hope for, because it does not match now. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Newman.
Brian Judge, 260 Northeast 10th Street. Mayor, Council, I came here tonight to talk to you guys a little bit about the shotgun houses. If you drive by there, frankly, if that was anybody's property other than the city's, y'all would have a slew of citations that would make you cry. I mean, there's just a quick drive-by shows things ranging from gang signs written on the buildings to, it looks like about 30% of the buildings have been reoccupied in some fashion. And even the grocery store is using the space between itself and the next building for outside storage, and it's even using some of the porch of the next building for outside storage. So, you know, I think y'all should set an example. I know it's planned for construction and demolition, but even construction sites have some type of standards that I don't believe that area will conform to. So, hoping y'all can clean that up and not subject those residents to that type of stuff. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brian. Mr. Manager.
You know, it's just one of these things where people really need to be a little bit patient, because we are trying to do the right thing, and it's like you know, Dan Wick is spending lots of time on that property, and we actually have a contractor on board to start the demolition. Unfortunately, we cannot start without having the last tenant out. So, Brian and the rest of the community, please be patient. We're trying to do the right thing.
And part of the problem is we're complying with the law, and we have to move every single tenant out before we can begin demolition. But just be patient. We will get there.
Thanks a lot, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Judge.
And one question, Mayor Bill, please, if I may.
Sure.
Dan, if you could you give us the timeline on the last tenant so the public could be more aware of what we're doing, the direction we're trying to go in with the shotguns?
Yeah, we're currently working with that last tenant right now. We have scheduled for June 10th for the selection of the contractor to see our board meeting for the demolition, and we hope to have her out in the next 2 weeks. She's had some personal issues we're trying to work out right now with Social Security.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And we also are working on the store issue as well. So just know that we are working on that issue. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any further public comments? Business from the city manager?
Mayor, Council, just quickly the items to discuss. You all know that Sunday was the first day of the hurricane season, so we have lots of good information on the city website regarding the hurricanes, and of course TV stations and newspapers have lots of information. We encourage you to take this very seriously in terms of preparation for your family. And if you recall, last year I think the county came with a slogan saying practically, remember that the first 72 is up to you. The first 72 hours, you need to make sure that you have supplies and you taking care of your family. And then if it lasts for more than 3 days, then help will be arriving from outside. So please take it very seriously. And again, you could visit our website and get the rest of the information. And we will be sending information in our utility bills regarding our particular solid waste and related city businesses, how to prepare for the Hurricane 2. Tonight's meeting will be the last meeting we're going to have paid for by Comcast. And from now on, we're going to have our own channel, Channel 97, and we will be broadcasting ourselves. We have the equipment. We have staff trained to do this. Sheila's going to be our broadcast director, so that's another chance. she wants to be a conductor, a producer. We said no, that's Mark Cooper-Smith. But seriously, we're going to be coming to you at some point and talk about the programming we're going to have on that channel. We're required to have practically at some point 10 hours broadcasting, 5 hours of which cannot be repeated daily. You could just broadcast it once a day. The rest of the hours could be just repeat, reruns. And we're going to have lots of information to the community on that channel. Again, it's channel 97. For the parents who have kids for summer camps, we still have spots available, but they're disappearing fast. So if you are interested, please go to the City of Homestead website. The address is cityofhomestead.com, or you could call 305-224-4570. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shahada. Reports of Mayor and Council. Councilman McCormick.
Thank you, Mayor Bill. I'd like to reiterate on the Southwest Advisory Committee just my vision for the committee is to mobilize our residents and take advantage, take an active role in the citizenship of being a part of the committee of the City of Homestead. And this once again, this group will comprise of the business leaders, also the residents of the Southwest section, and also just the City of Homestead, period. We will try to reach our residents and be just a link up once again through the City of Homestead and also the residents through education, voter registration, and also revitalization of the community. The meeting will be held once a month. I will get with the city clerk and try to orchestrate on what day we can have the meeting. If you have any questions or if you're interested, you can go on the city website and just follow the links to the Southwest Advisory Committee. Also, I want to mention the summer camp information, but Mr. Shahada already did that, so I thank you for that. You saved me a little breath. Mr. Billy, I can't think of his last name. He was here at our committee of the whole meeting last week, and he mentioned the situation in Haiti, and it's been heavy in my heart ever since then. And what I thought of was to try some efforts to try to raise not money, but to try to raise some food. And the idea that I came up with it's a catchy little slogan. It's just called Rice to the Occasion. And my goal is to raise 1,000 pounds of rice. And what we will do, we'll have donations of rice brought to the City Hall. And what we will do, I'll get with the gentleman, I have the number, I'll get the number. And through the Haitian consulate, we would get the rice flown over to Haiti to help our brothers over across the water. So I have more information at our meeting on Tuesday as far as when we actually start. And I would appreciate in advance everybody's support and helping me with this effort. That's all I have for this week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's a great idea. I think the City of Homestead was the first city, probably in all of Dade County, to donate anything at all. We donated $700. So Councilman McCormick, that is such a clever idea. Rice to the occasion. I love it. So absolutely, count me in on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilman Nelson.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to the Rodeo Association and Todd Hardwick from Pesky Critters. They had a function at his house the other night, and very beautiful landscaping at Todd's place. Like I said, just want to say thank you to them. And going off of Mike's hurricane preparedness, I was at Publix the other day, and one of the managers asked me if we had anything in our lobby. So he gave me a handful of pamphlets. If anybody in the audience would like to stop outside and get one, there's pamphlets there to help us get prepared for the hurricane season. They come up on us quick. We need to have a plan and we need to be prepared. I'd also like to extend the invitation to go out and visit the command center. That's good. Very beautiful inside. You'll love the tour. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Councilwoman Sierra.
Thank you, Mayor. Yesterday, Councilman Tim Nelson and I went to a luncheon that was here at the Capri, where a group or an organization called Teach America brought 60 brand new teachers to our city, and they're going to be training them to become teachers in Miami-Dade County. Now, of course, Councilman Nelson and I were there trying to encourage them to become teachers in our beautiful city. We had a little bit of help yesterday. Many of the teachers have already expressed an interest into coming in our schools. We currently have 6 teachers throughout our schools in Homestead, and from their own principals, they're the most enthusiastic, well-organized, best teachers that they have in their schools, so we're hoping to increase that number. Most importantly, I want to share with everyone that recently the school board of Miami-Dade County has approved our compact. We're done. We're done with that part of it. Now is when the real work begins. I do want to share something with you, though. Most cities that have done a compact, it takes them approximately, on average, about a year to get the compact written and done, able to present to the board. Most of these cities, when they present to the board, they receive recommendations, what they need to change on their compact. Well, the City of Homestead and Florida City's compact was actually written in 2.5 months by 21 amazing citizens, and it received a unanimous approval without one recommendation. Now, someone that I need to thank this evening is Councilwoman Wendy Lobos, who went on my behalf to the board meeting. And mind you, these meetings go from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to about 3 o'clock in the morning. She didn't stay there the whole time, but she did do a wonderful job. I've had comments from school board members. I have had comments from residents that were there or watched it or heard it of how amazing she absolutely was. And there goes my word. So I would like to present a little gift to her.
I would have known that was a gift, I would have gone.
And thank you very much. This is definitely a team effort, and when I couldn't be there, she went and stepped in on my behalf, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Sierra. That is so beautiful. Vice Mayor Burgess.
Yes, we have our board is full for the Community Image Board, so we'll be having our first, I think the final letters of acknowledgement are going out to the board members tomorrow. So we will soon be having our first meeting as soon as I can get some kind of consensus from everybody as to what time and all works out for best for them. So we will be hopefully bringing some things forward soon from that committee and to help out the city. And if your name wasn't one of the 7 chosen and you'd like to attend when the meetings are posted, please feel free to attend, or if you have any ideas as to what might help the city and the goals that this board is reaching for and aiming for, then feel free to email them to me here at my City Hall email address. I too want to thank Todd Hardwick and the Rodeo Association for the great barbecue. Now I know what he does well as past computers, as we did enjoy some fine gator tail out there the other night, so thank you, and we'll allow everybody else to cover the other things too.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Councilwoman Lobos.
Thank you, Mayor Bell. Well, it really was a surprise. I'd just like to say thank you, Councilwoman Sierra. You know, I never thought it as anything special. I just thought that it was a call of duty. She was out of town working, and I had the privilege of going there, and we didn't stay till 3 o'clock in the morning. We stayed till 10:30 at night. And I have to tell you that the enthusiasm of the committee members is contagious. And as we were there and they were excited, I was getting excited, and so I'm glad. I actually did not know statistics. I didn't know that we had written it in 2.5 months and that other schools take a year. I did not know that I would get recommendations from the board, so that was actually good to not know. And I just kind of went in there saying, of course it's going to pass, because it's well written, and I think it's something that we like going to work with the school board. We're not standing up there saying that everything is great. We've got some work to do, and I think that they appreciated the honesty that we came with. So thank you, Councilwoman Sierra. I'd like to just highlight some 2 items that I'm going to be attending. The Military Affairs Committee luncheon this Thursday. I look forward to being there. And as well as the Senior Citizens Appreciation Day that's going to be taking place this Friday at the FICO Williams Center. So I look forward to joining those 2 groups of individuals and participating in that event. And now I'd like the permission from Mayor and my fellow councilmen to do something that I usually don't do. Actually, I've never done before from the dais. But I felt it necessary that I had to make a statement from something that I read on Sunday. And so if you allow me, I'd like to read a statement that I wrote. It says, in the 7 months since becoming councilwoman, I have never felt the need to address the media from the dais. The neighbor section of the Miami Herald ran an article this past Sunday in response to a special call meeting with the Homestead Air Reserve Base last Tuesday. The article stated that Mayor, as quote, Mayor Linda Bell and Wendy Lobos changed their tune. That statement insinuates that I flip-flopped on support of the base and that I wasn't in support of the base, but at that meeting I changed my position. My remarks, which are all, by the way, public records, you can go in and check them yourself, clearly stated that my support of the base has been consistent throughout my private and my public life. I clearly stated my personal reasons for support of not only the base but the military. I clearly stated that I have shown this support by attending Military Affairs Committee luncheons both as a candidate and a councilwoman. I have also attended all events held by the base both as a candidate and a councilwoman. In December of 2007, an application came forward for approval which was located at the Park of Commerce. The council approved the application unanimously. I personally voted yes because staff had recommended that we approve because the project met all the guidelines established by the joint land use study. There was nothing in my packet that night that signaled a red flag or that in any way meant that approval of the application meant a violation of any agreement or in any way was considered encroachment, and that's why I voted yes for it. Clearly, my support of the Homestead Air Reserve Base has always been since moving to Homestead. It did not begin when I became a candidate. It did not start when I was sworn in as a councilwoman, and it certainly did not start last Tuesday at the special call meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Lobos. I appreciate that. I will address that as well at the end of my comments. One of the things I wanted to give very good news. After an exhaustive interview process, Marcy and I have interviewed 6 different people. I have selected the candidate to fill the position of the internal auditor. So what I recommended is for Ms. Heath to send an email to all of the council members with our recommendation, and that they would feel free, should they want to, not want to, it's their choice, to personally interview the candidate that we have selected. I'd be more than happy to let them personally interview them if they choose to do that. That's wonderful. I'm very pleased at our selection, and I think council will be very, very delighted. The candidates, I mean, were really very top-notch. I was very, very impressed. And I would say that 4 out of the 6 were excellent, excellent candidates. So I can't wait to bring her forth to you so that you have a hint. And so we're very, very, very pleased, and I can't wait for you to meet her. And hopefully that she will be here the next council meeting. We will be bringing her forth in 2 weeks for a vote, and so I just wanted to definitely put that out there. I know that's something that we've all been waiting for, including every one of us up here. I think the barbecue's been mentioned. We were invited to a really lovely luncheon at Galata last week, and I wanted to thank Ms. Lois Jones as well as Billy and everybody at Galata for treating us to a really lovely lunch. And so I really appreciate it. It was lovely, and it was nice to see the services that Galata provides, all the seniors that are serviced, how many people are having their needs met at this wonderful full-service facility, and all the computers, after-school care, et cetera. So thank you very much for that. On Memorial Day, I went to Palms Woodlawn. I was invited by the VFW to say a few words, and with the Scouts, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, we placed flags on all of the grave markers of all of the veterans. And so that was really a wonderful thing to do. We were there bright and early at 7 o'clock in the morning and saying a few words, and the kids were just running all over trying to make sure that they had a flag. They had every single veteran's gravestone represented with an American flag. So I was so delighted to participate in that. The ribbon cutting at the Lily Lawrence Bow Library was wonderful. Just a lovely, lovely building to house our Chamber of Commerce in. So congratulations to the CRA on doing such a fantastic job, and congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce and the City of Homestead as well. Also, Councilman Lobos and I went to the South Florida Workforce graduation, and I brought forth a few words there. And they're so delighted when they see that their city representatives come, whether it's workforce or Job Corps, whatever, that we care enough to go out there and represent the city on their behalf. So they were very, very happy with that. Also, one of the fun things that I did a week ago Thursday, I was a guest speaker, keynote speaker for the Ethics Officers Program, and that was actually kind of fun. fun because the executive director of the Ethics Commission was also there, and so he and I got to have a little bit of a debate. So that was a lot of fun. So I hope they'll invite me back. That was great. And I want to thank Councilman Lobos and everybody who represented us at the Military Affairs Committee luncheon. I couldn't be there. I was downtown presenting this speech as well as representing the city at the Metropolitan Planning Organization meeting. We had the spotlight on the military for the month of May, as May was Military Appreciation Month. So I want to thank Wendy very, very much for that. You know, we are pretty much a media-driven society, and so whether it's print media or television media, and you know, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and nobody's perfect. But I really was quite taken aback at this last Sunday neighbor section, because if anybody was at that meeting, it was probably one of the most uplifting, encouraging meetings with the military. I see Mr. Taylor back there nodding his head. It was such a nice meeting. We brought in a consultant to present the joint land use study, the consultant who actually conducted the JLUIS. We brought her in at city expense, and the military brought in the consultant, Marcel Day, who's a consultant for the military. So we had such a wonderful, wonderful meeting. So I was very caught off guard by the neighbors article myself. And what I decided I'm going to do, rather than discuss all the issues, I think I'm just going to put a letter or an article, and I'm going to submit an article to the Herald to give our perspective of it, and also submit it to the newsletter as well, because right off the bat, and I have had a conversation with the writer, and that the title was not really correct. It was a mistake because it has base frets over future development. The base certainly isn't fretting. We have a wonderful relationship, and under the bold heading it says the City Council held a public workshop to address concerns from the Homestead Air Reserve Base. We did not have a public workshop to address concerns. It was actually our idea, the City of Homestead. It was our idea, not the military's idea, to inform and educate the public. It was an information and educational meeting, and it was recommended that we have it like before a council meeting, and I recommended that we don't have it at a council meeting, that we have a special workshop, 2-hour workshop, to give the military all the time that they need. So it was a really wonderful workshop. And I know there was a quote in here from Colonel Daly saying something was tantamount to encroachment. Let me assure you, on 2 different occasions during the military workshop, not only our JLUIS consultant, but the consultant from Marcel Day said on 2 different occasions that the City of Homestead and the Air Force Base was virtually encroachment-free. And at the change of command ceremony, the General of the 10th U.S. Air Force also commended the military and the city because the fact that we were encroachment-free. So I want to make that very, very clear that that's been stated on 3 different occasions, but so the implication there that there is encroachment and there is not. So I just wanted to have it on the record. And I think there was a little bit of confusion on this one item back in December. I'll discuss it, but it said the city has shown reluctance towards acquiescing to requests, plural, but there was only one request. And, you know, there's a little story behind that. So just to let you know that we have a wonderful relationship with the base, and I was caught off guard. And let me tell you something. I have not changed my tune, and nobody should want me to change my tune towards the military, because my tune towards the military has been positive. It's been strong. I have been a hard worker and an advocate for well over 4.5 years, fighting for the interest of the military and the interest of the city. Because let me tell you something. The interest of the military are the interest of the City of Homestead, and we all work together. So let me just assure you that I have not changed my tune, and you don't want me to change my tune. So that being said, I just want to thank you all for being here. And as I said, this was not to, beat up the media. Nobody's perfect. Everybody, we're all human here, but I just wanted to get those records, those comments on record. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending and bearing with us for the very, very, very long presentation time. And with no more business to attend to, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.